Hey everybody, this is Will. Welcome back to the Digital Imaging channel. Today we're going to be talking about replacing your Microfiche scanner. If you have a Microfiche scanner, you may have had it for a few years, maybe it's new, maybe it's decades old, but you're watching this because you're thinking about replacing it. There are a couple options to do that, and we're going to give you a few of those and dive into them right now. First up, we're going to talk about defining a Microfiche scanner and what it is. Basically, it's a machine that allows you to take Microfiche, put it on the scanner, and view the images, print them, scan them, whatever you want to do with them. It just allows you to see this in a digital format and then make images or prints from it. Microfiche scanners come in various models and sizes. The versions that we're going to talk about today, the contemporary versions, they're a lot smaller, more space conscious than the older versions like old Canon and Minolta reader printers, and they're all connected to computers nowadays, so it's not kind of its own standalone unit. They're all digitally based and they allow you to do a lot of stuff with your Microfiche images. If you're looking for a contemporary version of a Microfiche scanner, that's where you look. But the gist of it is you have a piece of hardware, you take your Microfiche, you put it on there, and you can view, print, and scan images from that. Next up, we're going to talk about 4 reasons why you may want to replace your Fiche scanner. And reason number 1 is it's broken. You have a machine, you have your hardware, you're scanning your Fiche, you're reading them, viewing them, and then it's broken and you're thinking, I don't know, do I want to replace this? Do I want to scan my Fiche? Do I want to have someone repair this? Either way, you can't use it. You need to do something with your reader, your scanner, so that you can view the images from your Fiche. That's reason 1. Reason number 2 you may want to replace your Fiche scanner is because it's just kind of a burden to you now. Maybe you've been using it a long time, you're not really having any more fun loading Fiche onto the scanners, viewing the images, turning the knobs, clicking the buttons, and you just want to have an easier method to do that. Or maybe you have an older version that just is kind of wonky now and you need to get a new reader scanner so that you can view the images in a digital format and do a little more manipulation. Or maybe you have a large collection of Fiche and now is the time that you need to scan a lot of them and provide more of the digital images and you just don't have the resources to load one at a time and scan them yourself. The third reason you may want to replace your scanner is because you're a public agency that allows the public, the citizens, to use your Microfiche scanner and use your records. There are a couple reasons that this could be a problem. One, you have wear and tear to the machine itself. With the public using your resources, they may not know how to use the machines that well. They're kind of bopping them around and kind of cranking on them, and they may just not be using it in the way that it should be used, so it gets a little wear and tear on the machine itself. You may have to maintain it more often than you'd like, or it's just not doing what it's supposed to and people are kind of breaking it. Another reason is wear and tear to the actual Fiche records. If you have the public that aren't used to Microfiche, they're going through your records, taking your Microfiche and then putting them on these machines, it has the potential for damage and just overall use, wear and tear. We have seen Microfiche where the images are a bit degraded because they're used so often for public requests or the public's just using them. Next, because it is the public that aren't using these machines and these Fiche on a daily or even weekly basis, your staff probably has to teach them how to use these machines and how to use the records. That is a drain on your staff, your resources, their time. And lastly, the Fiche themselves could be lost, damaged, or stolen. It has happened when you're giving records to the public. Maybe you have a tracking mechanism, but someone could just slip in their pocket and walk out if they want to use it. They may damage it by mistake, or it may just get lost in the interchange between the public using it, giving it back to your staff, putting it away, whatever it is. So those are a couple sub-reasons within the third reason you may want to replace your Fiche scanner. And lastly, number 4, the reason why you may want to replace your Fiche scanner is because you just want to digitize them and move your hard copy records into the electronic age. You just want to stop using hard copies. You want to make virtual records, so you want to scan all your Fiche and use them digitally. So whatever your reason for replacing your Fiche scanner, that's completely up to you. It's whatever makes sense for you, your department, your organization, but you do have a couple options when you replace your Fiche scanner. Okay, the first option to replace your Microfiche scanner is actually to get a contemporary scanner. So if you have an old one or you've been using it for a while, you can get one of the new models to replace your current scanner. What you're looking at here are 2 contemporary Microfiche scanners. First we have the eImage Data Scan Pro and then the ST View Scan. And what we're going to talk about is how these work and what you'll get when you replace your current Microfiche scanner with one of these. You may have an existing model, an older model. they continually update, get newer versions, so you may want to get a newer version of this type of unit. Or if you have one of the old Canon Minoltas, maybe you want to get out of that type of microfiche scanner and get one of these. You can see that they are pretty small. They don't take up a lot of space. What we don't have here is the computer setup. So these units do connect to computers, so you will need keyboard, a computer, a monitor to set this up. But the unit itself is very small, very space conscious. And with these, the controls are very user friendly because you're connected to a computer. What you'll see is you get on screen and then you just use your mouse and click the different features like enhancing images, searching, scanning, printing, etc. So let's take a look at the Scan Pro. If you have your microfiche, let's say we have a sheet here, to load this, you'd pull out this part here, you load it onto the glass, and then you put your fiche in, and then you'd see the image of the fiche on screen, and then you move the unit around like this to go to the particular image you want to view. Now, some units, if you get it with the bundle, you can do auto scanning, so this will automatically scan each image of the fiche. These are mostly made for research, kind of small volume projects. If you have, let's say, 50,000 sheets of fiche and you want to get them scanned, you could do it on a Scan Pro, on a ViewScan, but it would just take quite a bit of time and your folks would have to do it compared to having these scanned by a company like ours. So these are usually built for public use, like we talked about earlier, where someone wants to come in, view some records, and then just print something out, or if you're doing some research. If you're looking for bulk scanning, they may not be the best fit, but they are capable of doing that. Now what you'll notice on the Scan Pro as well, it has the fiche capability, but it also has these over here. These are rollers to put a microfilm roll on here, so you can actually scan microfilm as well as microfiche. Not all units come with that, but that's something that if you do have a collection of fiche and film, this unit could take care of both. So that's what you have for contemporary models. There are some other versions out there, but these are two of the most well-known that are available for you today. Option number 2 to replace your fiche scanner is to do a digitization project. And that means scanning your microfiche records into a digital format. If you have a collection of microfiche, instead of using hard copies going forward, you're going to get these scanned into an electronic format and you're going to use it digitally from now on. So you won't have to use the physical records or the fiche scanner anymore. Now you have two main options when we talk about digital conversion, at least from our perspective. You have the traditional method and the digital reel method. The traditional method, we call it traditional because when we talk about scanning, most folks think, hey, you're going to give me some PDFs, some TIFFs, some JPEGs. And that is what we can do. We can take this fiche, scan it, and then you'd have, let's say, a multi-page PDF with, let's say, about 60 images in that file. That's the traditional method. The other method is one of our applications called digital reel, where we actually replicate this entire fiche sheet in a virtual format so you can see the original context as well as create files from the images. Those are the two main options. Either one works. We can provide both to you. It's up to you how you want to get done, but either way, you're digitally converting your microfiche so you don't have to use the hard copies or the hardware anymore. The third option to replace your microfiche scanner is to do what we call a purge/scan on demand method. It's not getting a new scanner, and it's also not a full-blown digitization project. It's a sort of ad hoc scanning of your records as needed. Let's say you have 50,000 sheets of fiche in your building department, but you only get maybe a request every once a week, a couple times a month, so you don't really want to have to deal with getting a new machine and dealing with these yourself, but you also don't want to scan every record because it may not be cost effective to get everything done when you're getting so few requests. So what you can do is when you get a request, let's say, you find the record, you contact a company like us, and you send it to us, and we scan it for you, just that one record, and then you provide it to whoever needs it. Maybe you have a couple of fiche, maybe you have 100 at a time, but you're not doing the whole collection, you're just doing it as needed. And you may have some records in your collection that will never be scanned, you don't even need them anymore, so you can get rid of them and only keep what you need and scan on demand. So that's a third option to replace your fiche scanner. All right, folks, that's it. Thanks for watching. We covered a lot of things, what a microfiche scanner is, why you may want to replace your fiche scanner, and then the options you have to replace your fiche scanner. We hope you got something out of this. We hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.